I think it's time to stop doing the job that drains your energy and makes you count down the hours until the weekend. In this video, I'm going to help you discover your passion and turn it into a career you truly love. Right now, you can see today's chapters, everything I'll be mentioning in today's video. I'm making this video together with Scrintal, a powerful tool that combines an infinite canvas with documents. But more about them later. Unfortunately, many of us have to choose a career path when we're just kids. I was 17 when I had to make this choice of, going to college and choosing the right major for myself. And for me, that meant choosing a profession for myself. And because I come from that culture where if you start learning something at the university, you have to continue. Like, you absolutely cannot give up. I feel like in my culture, it's a very common trend. My dad, he studied to become a doctor, so he spent all of those years in college, learning medicine, and then he became a doctor. And now at the age of 50-ish, he actually got interested in programming, like software and stuff like that. And so now he's learning how to do that. And honestly, his example is an exception from what is normally accepted in my culture. And so when I was 17, I had all of that pressure of choosing something important, something that was going to become my job eventually for many, many years to come. And I chose the Chinese language because when I was 17, I figured I love languages. Like, at that time, I love English. I could spend hours learning English every single day. And so my logic was, if I'm so passionate about English, I'm probably gonna be very passionate about Chinese too. Well, at the beginning I was, but my major was all about, the Chinese economics, politics, history, and stuff like that. And I was not passionate about all of those things. And so I decided to focus maybe more on translation, right? I figured that I can become a Chinese to Russian translator because my native language is Russian. So yeah, that's what you do. And then I was thinking, okay, maybe working on translating text is quite boring for me, so maybe I can translate, when I talk to people, so become an interpreter. And so I tried Chinese to Russian interpreting. And oh my God, it was so stressful. Just this ability of hearing something and then translating it, it's hard. I understand how hard it is right now. And so naturally, when it was my second year in college, I started asking myself this question: is it actually something that I want to do? Is this my future career? And more, my answer was no. And so I started thinking, what else do I like? And it turned out that I really liked YouTube. For so many years, I would watch, all of the YouTubers. I love the process of creating a YouTube video, of, setting up the lights, getting ready, creating the script, and actually recording, of buying a new camera, buying a new mic, making sure my video quality is good, making sure my audio quality is good. That was something that I was passionate about. And then if you think that that's the end of the story, quite recently I realized that I was very passionate about nutrition, and I might be interested in becoming a nutritionist. We'll talk about that later. So if you feel stuck, if you don't know what to do, or maybe you feel disappointed in your major, I'm gonna ask you a few questions right now. Please answer them. They will help you a lot. The first question is, what activities keep you engaged? To really answer this question, think of all the things that you do to make you experience flow. You're completely immersed in this activity and time seems to fly by. Another little tip to help you find all of the activities that really keep you engaged is looking at your energy levels. Usually, if you really like one activity, you're not gonna feel drained, or at least not that quickly. Obviously, if I record YouTube videos all day, every single day, eventually I'm gonna start feeling exhausted, and it's completely normal. But in the process of researching things about nutrition, for me, for example, I actually feel really energized. I can read all of that research connected to nutrition, but I can't do that when it comes to Chinese history, let's say. And so when I ask myself this question, my answers are: I feel really engaged when I research diet trends, when I attend workshops on sports science, when I take courses on nutrition, or when I read research on nutrition. I'm going to be sharing my answers with you guys to motivate you to respond to all of these questions too, because this will help you understand what to do next and how to move forward and actually find the career, the passion that you truly love. You can use your journal, you can just use a piece of paper or your computer, but I'll be using Scrintal to help me today. If you guys are new to Scrintal, it's an amazing tool that will help you turn abstract thoughts into concrete ideas. Its unique visual approach facilitates spatial thinking, making even the most complex concepts easy to navigate. I feel like especially for college students, it's a must-have tool. I've personally found Scrintal extremely valuable for organizing my ideas for upcoming YouTube videos and enhancing my productivity. It's been a game changer for both my professional work and my personal projects. So now let's move on to the second question you should ask yourself, and I'll show you how Scrintal works in action. Why do you love those activities? For me, the answer is very simple. I love becoming smarter. Like, one of the answers. Obviously, I can add more things and I'm gonna add more things later, but the first main component is I just love becoming smarter and I love expanding my knowledge base. I always say that when I talk to professionals, to smart people, the feeling I get is, oh my God, just give me your brain. You're so incredibly smart. I just want to have all of this knowledge. And that's why when I talk to those people, I listen so intently. I'm like, yeah, okay, here's my question, here's my second question, because I want to learn as much information as possible. Because to me, this person is really motivating because of all their expertise. So if I come back to nutrition and I answer this question, why do I love all of those activities that keep me engaged, right, from the first question? My answer would be, I'm passionate about living a healthy lifestyle. I love making a positive difference in people's lives through nutrition. I love to learn. I love research. I love understanding how food and nutrition affect the body. As you can see, guys, I really like that Scrintal combines note-taking with an infinite canvas. This way, it becomes easier to navigate between notes and you can see your ideas in a more visual way. A fun fact, their design actually aligns with how our brains work and helps organize and simplify complex topics. Moving on to question number 3. What people do you naturally gravitate towards? We all know, the people we surround ourselves with are extremely important. Tell me about your friends and I will tell you who you are. A quote goes something like this. It is extremely important to surround ourselves with people who we look up to, who motivate us, not who criticize ourselves constantly, not who we have this toxic relationship with. So for me, the way I would answer this question is, I naturally gravitate towards people who prioritize their health and are open to improving their diet. People like nutritionists, dietitians, and health coaches, vegan activists, because I'm vegan myself. Honestly, I prefer to say that I am following this whole foods plant-based diet when it comes to actually nutrition, because being vegan is not a diet, it's a lifestyle. It's like an ethical choice. So I am vegan because of ethics, but as you guys probably know, you can be vegan and eat French fries all day, every single day. French fries are vegan. Is that healthy for you? Probably not if all you eat is French fries every single day. So when it comes to nutrition, I prefer to say that I'm following this whole foods plant-based diet. And I also gravitate towards researchers. I love reading research. I love listening people talk about research. So for me, that's going to be my answer. Moving on to question number 4. What are your unique qualities? What do you think makes you unique? If you don't really know the answer, maybe you can ask your relatives, your friends, people you have a very good relationship with, what do they think are your unique qualities? For me, I think that I'm very detail-oriented. For you guys to have an idea how detail-oriented I am, when I was setting up my camera, creating this shot, I made sure that my walls, do you see this line and also this line is perfectly straight and perfectly perpendicular to the floor. I think that's the word, perpendicular. But yeah, I'm very detail oriented. I love to plan. I love all the details. And I'm also very analytical. So I think that's why I love reading research, because I just love the numbers, the stats, and all of that. And I think I'm very motivational and I motivate myself and I can motivate others. Because, you know, when I created my YouTube channel, and still, you know, right now, there are days, weeks, and months when my YouTube videos just don't perform well. And if I don't hype myself up, if I don't motivate myself to show up and continue recording these videos, no one would do that for me at the end of the day. Question number 5 is, what skills do you have? So what skills will help you do your dream job better? Or maybe if you don't know what your dream job is, like that's why I made this video, right? Like if you don't know if you actually want to become this or that, still like answering this question will help you identify what skills you already have. And maybe in some way, they will help you do this job and that job and that job, you know, once you actually have a list of all the possible career paths. Also, please answer this additional mini question. What are the things you will have to do in this job, right? Like, what are your skills and what will you have to do? If, I don't know, right now, I think my skill is I can read a lot of research. And I know that, let's say in my possible job in the future, if I want to become a nutritionist or something like that, I will have to read a lot of research. Is that a plus or a minus for me? Do those two things work together or not, right? Because if you have certain skills, but if you understand that, let's say to become a lawyer, you will have to read a lot of paperwork and stay up late, and that's just not for you. Like, you know that even though you have that skill, but every time you think about that specific task, like you get scared, you get this feeling like, oh my God, no, like I cannot imagine doing that. I use this example of becoming a lawyer because my sister is actually in college right now to become a lawyer. It's been her dream for many, many years, and I know that for me, that would just not work. My sister loves working at the office. I don't. So it's very important to be very honest with yourself and not look at other people. If right now working from home is popular, or you see a lot of influencers just, you know, living this life, working from home and stuff like that, but you know, you just cannot be productive at home, it's amazing to be honest with yourself and be like, okay, I just love to work at the office, and let me find a career path that involves that. Okay, now let's go to question number 6. What jobs do you like? I know, maybe a little bit hard, but luckily we have ChatGPT today. You can literally copy and paste all of your answers to the questions above and ask ChatGPT to help you with ideas. And here a very important note, the less you know yourself, the more options you will have written down. I think maybe when I was in college, I could write a whole list, like 50 professions that I was interested in. But that was because I didn't actually respond to all of the questions above. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Only right now we move to question number 6, because first you have to like do this analysis and learn more things about yourself to find your dream job and a career that you fully love. So for me, I know what activities keep me engaged, what skills I already have, what skills will I have to acquire for a certain job. And so I can just ask ChatGPT for some ideas, like input all of that and be like, okay, ChatGPT, tell me what jobs can you recommend that are related to nutrition, or maybe sports science, or maybe, you know, being a dietitian, stuff like that. And it will come up with so many different professions to choose from. Moving on to question number 7. Which qualities will you have to acquire? Unfortunately, it's not possible for us to already have all of the qualities, all of the skills for a specific career path. Like, I know when I first started my YouTube channel, I thought that I was, you know, somewhat good at like setting up my camera and recording videos, but oh boy, was I wrong. Because no one is actually born with that ability to record themselves, just like sit down and talk in front of my camera. Because to be honest, sometimes when like I say something funny, I make a joke, I'm the only one here. No one is laughing. Maybe you guys are laughing. I hope you are when I make a joke. But I'm here by myself. So I have to encourage myself by myself. There's no one behind my camera saying, wow, Veronika, that was a good joke. Or, okay, Veronika, can you repeat that? Can you say that again? So focus on the qualities that you will have to acquire, because this is practically your growth area. You will have a list of a lot of things, I know, but please choose 1 or 2 things and stick to them, and just, focus on one thing you want to learn, be very good at it, then move on, or maybe 2 things at a time. I know sometimes those lists might be pretty overwhelming. For me, it was like that when, I was learning how to make videos for YouTube, because my list was so long. I was like, okay, I need to learn how to speak in front of my camera. I need to improve my English. I need to, work on my camera settings. I need to learn how to edit. And I already named 4 or 5 things. And so it is overwhelming. But when we only focus on 1 or 2 things, like this month, I improved my editing skills. That's it. That's what I focus on. But if I focus on that, I go deep. A very good question that my dad actually asked me that I can add here is, are you willing to wake up at 5 a.m. for that? I don't know, maybe you have a call with a client, maybe you have an online conference you want to attend. Does the thought of waking up at 5 a.m. scare you? Does it make you excited? Does it make you ew, never, 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 ever? For that, I will never wake up at 5 a.m. And for me, that was the answer when I thought about Chinese history. I'm like, if it's a Chinese history webinar conference, no. Please no. But if it's something related to YouTube, if it's something related to nutrition, to sports science, oh yes, my answer is yes. And finally, let's move on to a very interesting exercise you can do. As if this video wasn't already full of interesting exercises, but I really, really wanted to add this one here too. It's called the flower exercise. I learned about this exercise from the book, What Color is Your Parachute? And I think it is very powerful. It involves looking at yourself from 7 different angles: compatibility with people, workplace conditions, skills, purpose, knowledges, money, and location. So first, you think about who you prefer to work with. Then you think what workplace conditions are actually important. Just 5. Just name 5, it's enough. Then mention your top 10 favorite skills. Then identifying your purpose. So what do you think is your purpose? Then writing out your 5 favorite knowledges. Then we move to money, because when we work, we make money. It's a part of having a job. So think of a specific level of responsibility that you want to have. What is your ideal salary range, and what are the benefits, if the benefits are important? And of course, the location. Where would you like to live? Your top 5 places. And also some top 5 geographical factors that are important for you. Now that we're done with this big project, you can see all of my cards zoomed out on Scrintal. I think this bigger picture can really help you understand what action to take next and how far along you are already into the project. Plus, Scrintal can be accessed on multiple devices via browser, which makes it easy to use and collaborate with others. For a limited time, you can get 10% off Scrintal Personal Pro by using my code Veronika10. Just click the link in the description to automatically apply the discount. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Scrintal. You can ask any questions or comments down below. So guys, the main message of this video, it's not too late to find your passion and a career you truly love. My dad is a great example. He's in his 50s now. He worked as a doctor, as a cardiologist his whole life, and now he became interested in software engineering, and he wants to improve his skills when it comes to this profession. If you have all of these fears that you're too old, that you will never be able to do that, you have to work on your mindset and change what you believe in. So your homework is obviously doing all of the exercises I mentioned in this video. And please, don't just do them in your head. Write them down on paper, on Scrintal, on Notion, in your journal. If you don't do anything, nothing will change. You absolutely have to take action. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're thinking about what to watch next, I highly recommend checking out this video right here. And I'll see you there.